People like neon because there's something about the glow of it, okay? The glow of neon is something that exists naturally in the universe, like the aurora borealis, okay? That's the excitement of electrons in the atmosphere lighting up those gases in the atmosphere, okay? And I think that human beings have evolved with it, and we've kind of taken it and condensed it into a bright form where it's constantly lit. It doesn't come and go in a fleeting way. There's something about neon that just makes you want to have it. Neon is a noble gas. All of these gases exist everywhere in the universe. There's neon, argon, krypton, helium, xenon, and what am I missing? One or two others there, okay? But for the neon industry and the outdoor lighting industry, generally you use neon and argon, okay? Neon always lights red. This is argon over here. And that's how you get all the colors with the gases, the color of the glass, and the phosphors on the inside that line the inside of the tube, okay? Which help filter out certain colors and add certain colors.
I was turning 30 and thought, oh my God, what I'm doing right now, I don't see myself doing at 50 or 55, so what do you want to do? I started taking neon signs apart, like beer signs. Where I was working was next door to a beer, like packaged liquor and restaurant cantina. I just really like the way it looks. Even as a kid, it always, would catch your eye when you're, driving down the road. And then as I started looking at it, as getting older and looking at it more and more, I was like, well, man, that's got to be made somehow. How they do that? So then I, would sit and look at signs and be like, wow, that's, and this is all one piece. And it just, it's just so eye-catching and so vintage. So I don't have any degrees. I don't, I just know what I know from books and talking with other tube benders and practice. If you're not in the fire, it's, you could go to school and you could and pay the money to go to school and learn everything there is to learn. But if you're not in the fire bending all the time, you lose it.
I was married and then divorced. I was living in Brooklyn, in a house in Brooklyn. And I started living alone. Well, I started doing the things that I was really interested in. And we'll light the hand torch. I started doing artwork. After about 4 years of that, I decided that I wanted to take a year off from work to see the United States. So, long story short, I bounced up into Santa Fe after about 9 months, homeless, which was okay by me. And I started blowing glass up there. And then I wound up in the neon shop here in Albuquerque. That's air that's lighting up. AIR. I knew nothing about New Mexico. I knew nothing about its history. All I wanted to do was artwork and put New York City behind me. And that's what I did. So I started the neon shop here, and I never looked back.
Each tube of glass, it's handmade, it's hand bent. So somebody took the time to make every single bend. I think there's a little bit of the person themselves, in the tubes.
All in all, it's been a fun business to be a part of. I enjoy it. How long I'll be here, I don't know. My son worked back there, and now my grandsons work here too. We're members of the World Sign Association. which is a worldwide sign organization. We're known throughout the country. We've got relations with companies all over the country. My salesman, they ask, what's my territory? And I tell them, I says, your territory is from New York to California. Zeon Sign has been a part of my life for almost 40 years now. It's been part of my family since 1936. My father-in-law's father, who is David Spector, the guy on the left over there, started this company. He got into the sign business and helped develop it. Matter of fact, a lot of the signs you see up and down Central came from Zeon Sign Company. They were big into manufacturing and leasing signs back then. They designed it for you, they put it up for you, and you leased it from them. And that's how really what built this company, is the lease portfolio they had. He died at a really early age, and my father-in-law, Lionel Spector, took over where he left off, and built this company into what it is today. He's 92 years old now, and he walked through those doors up until he was 90 years old. He couldn't drive anymore, so he quit coming in. And here I am, I guess you could call it the third generation. We got a lot of family that works here, fathers, sons. Fathers, retired, sons come to work here, and it's just been one big happy family for a great number of years. To restore signs up and down Route 66, which we're in the process of doing right now. We did it once before. We restored a couple of them, and I think it kind of caught everybody's interest. And everybody said, well, we need to do this now. So that's where we're at. We're putting together restoration plans for a lot of signs up and down Central. The graphic artist that I have, one upstairs who's been with this company, I think, for 45 years. The customer would come to us with a basic idea of what they want, but it's up to them to put it together.
Neon, as far as its ability to be so desirable, it has this quality from back in the past that some people just see as this golden era of signage that you don't see as much anymore. It kind of, during the past few decades, it got phased out. There are people who still see that and want to recapture that whole feel and that whole vibe of the past bygone era of the 50s and 60s. And not only that, it's neon. When you see it at night, you see it. You see the sign over a regular cabinet sign that's internally illuminated. You'll see that neon from miles away compared to a regular cabinet sign. And people want that kind of attention, that kind of draw to their business to be, I want to be more noticeable than my competitor over here or this tenant next to me over here, and I want people to come see me first.
Well, I think basically what we're trying to do is help the city improve not only the look of Central, but the overall promotional excitement of coming into Albuquerque and seeing Route 66 neon signs. And I think I lived on Central for about a month and a half, meeting hotel owners, businesses that had previously old neon signs that then were damaged or broken and were dark. So what we're doing is really revitalizing Central, i.e. Route 66, and then of course with the Albuquerque grants, bringing money to these owners to be able to afford to do neon. Neon at this point is expensive. There's a few talented people left that actually do neon. Zeon would be one of the ones. We've been here a long, long time, and probably a good 80% of the signs that you see from the past are our signs. So for us to bring back those signs is even more important to us and our legacy as well as the city's.